kids safe. Our topic is drugs and gangs. My guests are...
Hi, my name's April Marks. I'm 9 years old. I go to Roscoe Elementary, and I'm in 5th grade.
Thank you, April.
Hello, my name is Diane Reynoso. I go to Roscoe Elementary School. I am in the 5th grade, and I am 10 years old.
Thanks, Diane.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cole. I'm in the 10th grade, age 15, and go to Polytech High School.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Hi, my name is George. I'm in 5th grade. I'm 10 years old, and I go to Roscoe Elementary.
Thank you, George.
Hi, my name's Eric. I go to Roscoe Elementary School. I'm in the 5th grade.
That's all? Thanks, Eric.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Reynoso. I'm 13 years old. My school is Sun Valley Junior High School, and I'm 7th grade.
Thanks, Jennifer. You'll get up there. Be patient. Hi, we're here to talk about drugs and gangs. I'm going to be asking the questions, and by the way, my name is Gale Marks. I'm going to be asking the questions to the kids, and they're going to answer. They're going to answer the way they could talk in school, the way they talk around their friends. Okay? My first question's to Tiffany. Tiffany, you saw one of your friends talking to a stranger and saw them put something in their pocket. So I'm assuming it's drugs. What would you do?
Number one, I would go and talk to my friend, pull her to a side, and let her know that that is wrong what she's doing. And number two, I would talk to her parents and let them know what she's doing. And if they have their mind set up right, then they'll explain it to her and do something for her.
Thanks, Tiffany. Diana, what do you think about gangs and drugs?
Well, I think that drugs are bad and they shouldn't be doing them. And I think gangs is a group of losers that don't have anything better to do but stand on street corners and beat up people.
Thanks, Diane. Jennifer, where do you think we should start talking about gangs and drugs? Do you think it should start in the home? Do you think we should start in school? Or where?
Start in their homes when they're around 5 years old. Start in their homes when they're around 5 years old.
You mean starting in kindergarten?
Yeah, around that age.
Don't you think it should start in the home also, or do you think it just should start at schools?
Start both places, really.
Thank you. April, you saw a friend or one of your classmates in school, okay, talking to a gang member. What would you do?
Well, I'll just grab her and just say, can I please have a word with you? And if she comes, I'll just say, you shouldn't talk to him. He might be forcing you to take drugs or forcing you to come in the gang, and that would be wrong.
Thank you. Eric, you think drugs start with gangs? Or do you think gangs start with drugs? Or do you think it starts out totally different?
I think drugs start with gangs. I think drugs starts with gangs.
Okay, why? Okay, let me rephrase that question, okay? Let me ask you a different one then. If you think it starts with gangs and drugs, how can you separate them both, or do you think they're together?
I think they're together.
I think they're together. Thank you. Okay? Diane, if you saw someone taking drugs in school, or maybe it's out of school, on the school grounds or off of the school grounds, what would you do? Would you join them?
No. If somebody was taking drugs, well then, if I knew the person, then I would ask them to step aside and talk to them and tell them that it was wrong. But if I didn't know the person, then I would just leave as fast as I could.
Would you tell your parents?
Yes.
Do you think parents should be involved in all this, or do you think shouldn't involve your parents? What do you think, Tiffany?
Actually, I think it should involve everybody's parents, whether the parents think right of it or wrong. All parents should talk to their children about drugs from young ages on up.
Okay, same question, Jennifer. You think parents should be involved in the gangs and the drugs with their children and schools?
Yeah, they might teach the kids lessons, and they might help them out sometimes.
Okay, I think I'm going to ask all these questions, the same question to everyone about parents. Should they be involved with the kids, with drugs, with gangs, and with their own kids?
Yes.
Why? I'm always throwing a whopper, huh? Why would you want your parents involved?
To help us
Do what?
not to take drugs or get in gangs.
Do you understand all that, what drugs and gangs are all about?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, George?
Same thing.
Okay. Does your parents get involved with you in your drugs and the gangs? Do they talk to you? Do they explain things to you about TV and shows, the violence and all that?
Yeah.
You think on TV, do you think it's all Hollywood style, or sometimes do you believe that this can happen?
That it could happen.
Same question, Tiffany.
I think that it could happen in life, and parents should get involved with everything, because I know I want my parents involved with me if I was, even to help out the kids that have been in gangs, that have been taking drugs, because they need help and they need to know somebody's there that cares and loves them.
Okay. What about you, April? Does your parents get involved talking to you all the time, or are you shoved to the side and say later?
Yeah, they're always involved.
How? Okay, what do they talk to you about?
Talk about gangs and drugs, to not go in it, and if they do, it'll just kill you or something, and you won't live long.
Okay, do you have an older brother?
Yes.
What grade is he in?
He's in 10th grade.
Okay, 10th grade, that's junior high.
No, that's high school.
I'm sorry, that's high school. You're right, I'm getting old, I forget my grades. Is he involved in anything, or does he talk to you about it and to stay off of it? Does he encourage you?
Well, he sort of says he says that gang members aren't that bad, but they shouldn't be in a gang in the first place. He says that a lot of people get in gangs, a lot of his friends get in gangs because they just don't want to get beat up, so they get in a gang so their gang will protect them.
Okay, thanks, Diane. Tiffany, you're in high school, correct? There's a lot of peer pressure in high school, more so than elementary and junior high.
Yes, there is very much a lot of peer pressure.
Okay, do you have to be macho or tough to be in a gang?
Well, that's what they think. Actually, gangs are stupid because you don't need nobody to help you if you get into a fight. If you think you can do it, then you can do it. If you don't think so, then fine. And there's many things to do besides fighting. You can talk to the person, talk to adult.
Okay, I'm going to ask you all a question. I want you to think about it. When we were talking this afternoon before we were taping this, we also were talking about gangs and the violence, the drive-bys. Are there a lot of drive-bys where you live?
No.
You don't hear no gun shooting or anything like that?
Only on New Year's.
Only on New Year's, okay. What about you?
Every once in a while, like I said, it all depends on where they're at, such as the shooting at Polytech before school started. So that's the only one I heard of so far.
Jennifer, do you know any innocent bystanders that got hit by a bullet?
Not really.
Well, thank God for small favors, huh? Eric, you're in the 5th grade, right? Do they talk about drugs and gangs in the classroom? Does your teacher do anything about it?
Yeah, but we don't have DARE. Only the 6th grade have DARE.
Why is it only in 6th grade?
I don't know.
You think it should be in a higher grade?
Lower.
Starting when?
Kindergarten,
right? Yeah, that's where it all starts, huh? Hey, 5-year-olds aren't stupid either, are they? They understand a lot more than sometimes we do. George, you have an older sister that's in high school, correct? In junior high? Does she talk to you about gangs and drugs?
No.
Do you talk to her about it?
No.
Do you talk to your parents?
Sometimes.
Has anyone approached you?
No.
Good, keep it that way. Well, what happens if somebody did?
I'll just say no.
You think that's going to help if they want you in a gang by saying no?
A little.
Do you think saying no helps?
Not really.
What do you think you need more to do instead of just saying no?
I'll just say, leave me alone. I don't do that kind of things. But a lot of times it doesn't work. If they want you in a gang, they'll follow you and they'll try to hurt you.
And then what do you do?
Just run to the police. Go tell your parents.
Tell your parents. We all have parents, don't we?
Yes.
correct? We all can go to our parents, can't we? Have you ever heard of latchkey? The latchkey kids?
No.
That means both parents, or mostly single parents, work and they have to give their kids a key to get into the house and do things. You think that's where it starts? Because the parents are never around to protect them, to guide them? Is that why they go into gangs? Is that why you think where it starts? Latchkey kids?
No, not exactly, because sometimes it all depends on the child, too. If the child doesn't know anything and if he's in a gang, of course he's going to invite his friends in the house. By the time the parents come home, their house is going to be tore up. And most parents, when they're working, some don't have time, and some just, when they come in, go home and go to sleep.
What about you, Eric? Did you forget my question? What do you think about the gangs and the latchkey? Do you think they go in hand, or is it up to the child and the parent to know what's right, what's wrong?
I think it's up to the child and parent.
At what age?
Any age.
Okay, what age do you think the latchkey kids get? Starting what age?
18, 17.
Okay. Okay, do you understand what I mean by latchkey? Okay, your father and your mom is working. You get home from school, your mom and dad aren't there. Is your mom and dad home when you get home from school?
Yes.
Is yours?
No.
Is yours?
Sometimes.
Is yours?
Yes.
Is yours?
No.
Is yours?
Yes.
You're right, I'm your mom. Yeah, I am there. But what happens if your father and I had to work? You know, instead of working from the house, but had to work into an office, go out, and not there when you get home from school. You have a key to get in. I'm not there to help you with your homework. That's where it starts, doesn't it? Your parents are there. You can depend on them. But Jennifer, you don't have parents at home from work, do you? You're home when they're working, correct?
Yeah.
Is that hard on you?
Not really.
How long has it been going on?
Like almost a year.
Oh, so when you were little, they were there in elementary school.
Yeah.
Okay. Your sister's Diane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Diane, how you feel about your mom working?
Well, it isn't really that bad because my mom, she comes back at 9, but my dad, he gets back at 3:30, so when I get home, I come in, and then I can't go outside until my dad comes home. And
You
then
follow those rules?
sometimes, most of the time.
Okay. Thanks for your honesty. George, you said sometimes your parents aren't home when you're there. Do you have a key to get in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you lost your key?
Once.
Once? In all the time, in this whole time that your parents have not been working? I've been working? Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel? Do you feel like they're not there when you need them?
No.
No? Good. You got your head on your shoulders, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying, hopefully, one of you guys can help somebody in that audience to think and to sit there and realize, I was afraid to say some of these things. I was afraid to help one of these kids. All you have to do is reach out. Have you ever heard the saying, reach out, America? Why don't we reach out to the kids? Because kids can help kids, parents can't. Some get resentful. I have an 18-year-old, totally changed. He doesn't live with me anymore. I got him out of the environment, but he's not with us anymore. But Eric and April know what's going on. They know why he's not there. He knows the friends. Does your parents know who you're out with?
Usually, yes, they do. And I don't hang out with anybody that's going to get me in any trouble because I don't need trouble. My thing is school. That's what I'm in love with now, my school books and everything else. So as for anybody trying to persuade me in joining a gang, getting into drugs, it's not going to work.
Diana, when you go out, do you tell your mom and dad where you're going to be?
Yes, I do. And a lot of times I'm just going over to my friend's house.
What happens if your parents tell you, yeah, you can go outside, and then you forgot, I'm going over to my friend's house, but didn't tell your mom and dad? Would your mom and dad be mad at you?
Yeah.
What would they do?
Ground me for a while.
What about yours?
Ground me.
That's all?
No, probably get a whooping.
A whipping.
By the board.
By the what?
Board of Education.
Board of Education? I hate it. What about you? You want to stand on the fifth?
My dad would probably get real mad at me, start screaming at me, ground me, and sometimes will hit me.
Do you know why your parents do that to you? You think they're trying to be nosy and not let you have your own life? Or do you think it's because they love you and care for you, and if they know where you are, they don't have to worry? But if you're not where you tell them where you are, then they would get scared, won't they?
Yes.
What about you? Have you ever forgotten to tell your parents where you're going to be?
One time,
And what happened?
I got a whooping, and I also got grounded.
Okay, do you think a spanking once in a while is okay?
Yeah?
You think so too?
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah,
I know you're older, but I'm talking about when you were younger.
I didn't really like it, but now I see that it helped me. That way, I know where to go, what to do, talk to my mother before I go anywhere. And sometimes I just step out of line, don't tell her where I'm going, but I'll call her.
If you're going to be over your friend's house and you want to stay longer, do you just stay longer or do you call your mom and dad?
Call my mom and dad.
Why?
Because like that they don't worry.
Okay. What about you?
I'll call my mom and dad so I won't get in trouble. Because sometimes when I come home, I forget to tell them. And I get in deep crap. A lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble. Okay. I have a situation here. You guys are playing outside. You guys live together, all except for George, correct? Uh-huh. Okay. You guys are playing. You decide to go over Jennifer's house and Diane's house. Okay. But the most important thing you forgot to tell your mom and dad. Your mom and dad are screaming their heads off for you, and it takes an hour until you decide to go check. What do you think is going to happen to you?
I think you're going to get in a lot of trouble.
You think they should?
Yes.
Why?
Because you'll leave the parents thinking, oh no, maybe they kidnapped them. Oh no, what if this happened? What if that happened? They keep on jumping on to conclusions.
Yeah, we worry too. When you get older and have kids, you're going to do the same thing, I hope. What about you?
They get worried and stuff.
If your parents said they're going out to the store, they'll be back in 20 minutes, and an hour and a half passes by, wouldn't you be mad at them?
No.
Why?
Because they're grown-ups. They could take care of themselves.
Yeah, but you don't know where they are. It's the unknown that scares us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be worried? Wouldn't you wonder if something happened to them, if they got in an accident?
Most of the time.
So you feel that what you have to do sometimes your parents should do. Have the same courtesy by telling them, hey, we're running late, right? Does your mom do that?
No, not really. She's really not home that much. But my dad, he doesn't do it a lot. A lot of the time I go with my dad.
So you're usually with them at night, okay? What about yours? Does your parents go out, say they'll be back at a certain time, and they're twice as late and never call you, and you're sitting there worrying?
Well, I can understand because, number one, they're grown. Two, they have things that they have to do. By me being home by myself, that gives me time to, have my little peace of mind by myself, think of things by myself, listen to my music, record, and do other things teenagers like to do, which does not deal with having friends in my house because that's house rules, which is just me. So.
Okay, I think you misunderstood what I asked. Okay, what I asked, would you worry if your parents were an hour and a half late after the time they said they would be there?
Yes, I would.
Would you expect a phone call from them?
Yes, if the phone was on the hook.
Do they call if they're going to be late?
Well, actually, yeah, if the phone is on the hook, they will call.
Why would you take your phone off the hook?
I don't take it off the hook. They take it off the hook so I won't be calling every which way.
Oh, well, you're a teenager. What about you? Does your parents call you
Yes.
if they're going to be late?
Yes.
Have they ever left you alone?
No.
Why?
Once they have, my dad has. Once.
For how long?
Not long. 5, 10 minutes. 5 to be exact.
Okay. Would you worry if your parents were going to be an hour and a half late and not call you and say, hey, Eric, we're going to be a little late. The line is long or whatever. Hang tight. We'll be there as soon as we get home. We'll be there.
Yes.
Would you like that same courtesy as they want from you?
Yes.
I hope so. Has your mom ever done that to you?
No.
All right. How about yours?
No.
Well, good. It seems like we're all on the same wave level. Do you think you can help somebody? If somebody says they need help, will you be there to help them, or will you say, I don't have time?
Hopefully I'll be there to help them,
Even if it's a stranger?
even if it's a stranger.
What about you, April?
Even if it's a stranger.
What about you, George?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. Will you be there to help somebody? If somebody asks for your help, even if it's a stranger? Or will you turn around and say, I can't?
Sometimes.
It's always sometimes. Why?
It's 'cause if they look suspicious, maybe. If they don't, sometimes.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I'm happy I clarified it. Sometimes it just seemed like you just didn't know for sure. I want you to be sure, okay? Because if you're sure of yourself, whoever you're helping will be sure of themselves. It's a lack of confidence we mostly all have, don't we? What about you? Will you help a stranger or somebody that comes and says, Eric, I need your help?
No,
Why?
because if he has like drugs with him and makes me take them, I won't like it.
But if he's asking for your help, wouldn't you help him?
If he's in a lot of trouble, yes.
That's how I was thinking. What about you, Jennifer?
Yeah.
You help him?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to say I need help. I've been taking drugs. I've been in a gang. Okay? I need your help. How are you going to help me?
I don't know.
Well, would you call the police? Would you talk to my children, my husband, whoever?
Well, I'll call like maybe a place that deals with that kind of things.
Okay, what about you, Eric?
Could you repeat it?
I'm asking your help. I'm taking drugs and I want your help. Okay, I ask for your help. Who will you go ask for help to help me with?
Probably a police officer that takes DARE.
Okay. This DARE program, do we all have it in all the schools or it's just in some schools?
Some schools.
Does your school have it?
Yes.
Do you have that DARE program still in high school or no?
Yes, we do in 10th grade health class. You will get DARE.
Oh, in 10th grade, but what about 11th and 12th?
Not that I know of.
Okay. What about junior high?
Not really.
Not at all?
Not at all, because as far as I know, no.
Huh. You think we should have it from the time we're in kindergarten till we finish high school? Keep educating you guys as far as drugs and gangs go, or do you think it should stop in 6th grade?
No, I think it should keep on going on.
What about you, George?
Keep on going on.
Keep going on, huh? Yeah, I think so too. You know, it's funny, when we're babies, we learn how to sit and walk and talk. And then our parents doesn't tell us we can't do this, can they? Unless it's bad for us or we can get hurt. Why should it stop now? We're talking about drugs and we're talking about gangs, but you know, part of a drug is alcohol. Or do you consider that totally different than a drug?
Well, I consider that the same because when you take drugs, you get violent and you like to hurt people and you can't drive well. And if you take alcohol, it's the exact same thing.
Well, how you feel, George, about it?
The same kind of thing.
As drugs? Yeah. So that when we're talking about drugs, it shouldn't just be like the LSD or the Coke or the acid or that new thing that they can make on the streets called ice. Am I correct? It should also include the alcohol. Alcohol. What about cigarette smoking? You consider that as dangerous as alcohol?
Yeah, because you get like lung cancer.
Okay, but isn't that different? They're doing it to themselves. They're not hurting anybody else. They're doing it to themselves. But when you're drunk, you can hit somebody in a car and kill them.
Yeah, it's just like when you're in a car, you hurt someone else and hurt yourself. But when you smoke, you're just hurting yourself.
Okay, so do you classify that as a drug? Cigarette smoking I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I do because they have a thing called passive smoking. Passive smoking is like everybody that's around you. If you smoke, if the smoke gets around to them, that's why they call it passive smoking, because it goes into their lungs. But yeah, I would consider cigarette smoking a drug, also alcohol.
Okay, we hear on TV. Okay, we hear about TV about all the drugs and everything. Should they include tobacco smoking and alcohol?
Yes.
Yes, they should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, good. I'm glad we all agree on it, because I agree with you. And I'm glad that we all talked about it. I'm glad, hopefully, we help somebody, Just one person, that's all we need to do is help somebody. Help one person. And then we accomplish what we did here today. Okay? At this time, I'd like to say thank you to the United Artists Cable for taking the time and the patience for having this show. And I'd like to thank my guests, all of them. I think you did a terrific job, and thank you for being honest and open with me, because it's not only helping yourselves and making me aware as an adult, but I hope it can make your friends more aware too. And I hope when it is shown, everybody will watch it with their family, their friends, and their parents, and let their parents get involved, because I think that's where our problem is. Nobody wants to get involved. It doesn't help me. Okay? You have anything, last thing to say, real quick?
No.
About stay off drugs?
Yeah, just to stay off drugs.
Just stay off drugs. Don't do them. They're bad for you.
Stay off drugs, out of alcohol, and cigarette smoking.
Stay off every bad thing for your health and stuff.
Stay off drugs and out of gangs.
Stay off all kinds of drugs and gangs and stick in school.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. You were terrific. Thank you again, United Cable Artists, and thank you for letting me be your hostess. Thank you. Bye.